A certain astrologer obsessed with the heavens spent his nights gazing at the stars and mapping their movements. One evening, so absorbed in reading the sky that he forgot the earth beneath his feet, he walked backward along a dark path and tumbled headfirst into a deep stone well. His cries echoed through the night. A local peasant, carrying a simple oil lantern, hurried to the edge and peered down. Seeing the man soaking in the cold water, the peasant called out,
"My good sir, you spend all your time trying to read what happens in the sky, yet you cannot see what lies right at your own feet."
The astrologer sat in silence, humbled by the water and the truth. A lesson in perspective and presence. Do not look so far ahead that you trip over what is right before you. True wisdom begins with seeing the ground beneath your steps.
A hare lived in constant fear. Every rustle of leaves, every shadow, every distant sound sent him fleeing in terror. He believed himself the most cowardly creature in all the world. One day, as he crouched trembling in the tall grass, he heard approaching footsteps. Without thinking, he bolted, racing through the meadow toward a quiet pond. At the pond's edge, a community of frogs basked in the afternoon sun. At the sight of the charging hare, they panicked. With a great splash, they leapt into the water. Disappearing beneath the surface in an instant. The hare skidded to a halt at the water's edge, panting. He watched the ripples spread across the pond's surface and suddenly understood. If creatures as small as frogs can be frightened, he thought, then I am not the most cowardly after all. Everyone fears something. Even the smallest among us knows terror. From that day forward, the hare still ran when danger approached, but he ran with a little less shame, knowing that fear was not his burden alone. A lesson in empathy and perspective. No one is without fear. Even the smallest creatures know terror. Do not despair of your own courage when you realize that everyone in their own way is afraid.
Two powerful bulls fought fiercely over a lush meadow. Their massive heads locked, horns clashing with thunderous force. Dust rose in clouds around them as they pushed and shoved. From the edge of a nearby pond, a small green frog watched in terror.
Look at them fight! Such violence! Such destruction!
Why do you worry? They are far away, and we are safe in our pond.
Ah! But you do not understand! When the loser is driven from this meadow, he will flee to the marshes, and in his blind flight, he will crush us all beneath his heavy hooves.
And so it happened. The defeated bull, driven from the field, charged in panic toward the marshes. The frogs scattered, but many were trampled in his desperate retreat. The wise frog's warning proved true. The pride of the great is often the ruin of the small. A lesson in consequence and perspective. When the powerful quarrel, the weak suffer. The conflicts of the mighty often bring disaster to those who stand in their way. A peacock once complained to Juno, queen of the gods.
Goddess, my voice is harsh and grating. The nightingale's song is pure melody, while mine only startles the ears of all who hear it.
Juno listened, then replied with gentle firmness,
You are blessed with a crown of emerald feathers, a tail that unfurls like a jeweled fan, and a presence that commands admiration. The nightingale has song, you have splendor. Why would you trade your own glory for another's gift?
The peacock fell silent. He walked to the edge of a quiet pool and finally saw his own reflection. In the water's mirror, he saw the truth he had ignored. His beauty was not a burden, but a rare and radiant gift. From that day forward, he no longer envied the singer. He wore his colors with quiet pride. A lesson in self-acceptance. Envy blinds us to our own blessings. Each creature is given its own nature to honor. True beauty lies not in comparison, but in embracing what you were born to be. A bat, flying carelessly at dusk, tumbled from the sky and fell into the den of a weasel. The weasel, a natural enemy of birds, seized the trembling creature.
You dare enter my home? Birds are my prey, and you shall be my meal!
But I am no bird. Look at my fur, my teeth, my 4 feet. I am a mouse, a humble creature of the earth, just like you.
The weasel examined him closely. Seeing the fur, the whiskers, the rodent-like features, she relented and let him go. Not long after, the bat, still disoriented, flew into another weasel's den, this one a sworn enemy of mice. The second weasel grabbed him fiercely.
Mouse, you rodents destroy my stores and steal my young. You will pay.
But I am no mouse. Look at my wings, my ability to fly. I am a bird, a creature of the air, harmless to you.
The second weasel studied him. Seeing the wings, the flight capability, she too let him go. The bat escaped into the twilight, wiser but humbled. He had survived not by strength, but by adaptability, by knowing which truth to speak in which moment. A lesson in wisdom and flexibility. Adapt your words to your audience. Quick thinking can save you when rigid identity cannot. A wild bird took flight across the open sky. Wings cutting through the crisp morning air. Without warning, a hunter's arrow struck true. It tumbled downward, landing softly in the tall grass. As it lay on the earth, it turned its head and saw the arrow lodged in its side. To its sorrow, the arrow's fletching was made from its own fallen feathers.
How cruel the world is. I am struck down not by stone or iron, but by the very feathers that once carried me. Our own gifts, turned against us by human hands, become our ruin.
With its final breath, the bird understood, sometimes what we lend to the world returns as our undoing. A lesson in reflection and consequence. Do not let your own nature be weaponized against you. What we give can return as our sorrow if the world forgets to honor its source. A miller and his young son were leading their donkey to market to sell him. They hadn't gone far when they passed a group of women by a well. "Look at those fools," one cried, "walking when they could be riding." Hearing this, the miller helped his son onto the donkey and walked beside them. Soon they met a group of old men arguing under a tree. "See that lazy boy?" one said, "riding while his poor old father walks." The miller called his son down and climbed up himself. Further on, they passed a group of women and children. "How cruel," one exclaimed. "That strong man rides while the poor child struggles to keep up." The miller, confused, had his son climb up behind him. Now both were riding. They hadn't gone far when they met a third group. "Look at those wretches," someone shouted, "overloading that poor beast. They'd be better off carrying him." "Carrying him," said the miller. "Why not?" So they tied the donkey's feet to a pole, and the two of them carried him, slung between them, toward the market. But as they crossed a bridge, the donkey, frightened by the commotion, struggled free, tumbled into the river, and was swept away. The miller returned home, wiser but empty-handed. A lesson in judgment and self-trust. You cannot please everyone. Trying to follow every opinion will leave you with nothing. A rooster perched high in the branches of an ancient oak tree, surveying the quiet forest below. A fox wandered along the dirt path, drawn by the morning light. The fox looked up, smiled warmly, and called out in his smoothest voice,
"Good morning, dear cousin. What magnificent news I bring. A peace treaty has just been signed among all the forest creatures. No more hunting, no more fear. Come down from your branch and let us embrace this wonderful harmony."
The rooster looked down calmly.
Cousin, that is truly excellent news. But wait, look through the trees. I see two swift greyhounds approaching.
The fox's ears twitched.
Greyhounds. They must not have heard the decree yet. They move too slowly to matter.
Actually,
The rooster replied.
they are running quite fast. They will be here any moment to share the morning greeting.
Then I shall take my leave.
Said the fox, turning his body toward the trail.
We cannot be late for our next engagement. Farewell.
Stay.
Called the rooster.
Do not rush off. The dogs are excellent messengers. They bring nothing but goodwill.
But the fox was already sprinting, vanishing into the dense underbrush. The rooster settled back onto his mossy branch, wings folding neatly.
Cunning runs fast,
He murmured to the quiet woods,
but wisdom stands its ground.
a lesson in flattery and discernment. Never trust a sudden compliment from someone who stands to gain. True wisdom sees the trap behind the praise. The frogs of a quiet marsh grew tired of their endless freedom. "We leap and croak as we please," one complained, "but there is no order, no leadership. We need a king to bring us peace and structure." They sent their petitions to the heavens. Hearing their plea, a quiet presence answered. A massive waterlogged log fell into their pond. The frogs dove for the mud in terror, but when the water finally stilled, the log simply floated, silent, inert. Soon, they were all dancing across the wooden king's back. "This is no ruler at all," they cried. "It does nothing. Send us a real king, one who rules with strength." The heavens sighed. "You asked for peace? Now you ask for strength? So be it." He sent a stork. The tall, slate-gray bird landed in the shallows. The frogs cheered until the sharp beak struck. Panic shattered the pond. The frogs fled into the deepest mud, realizing too late what they had traded. The oldest frog surfaced near the bank, whispering, "We begged for a ruler to tame our freedom. We received a tyrant to end it. A gentle presence is a blessing. Demanding absolute authority only brings a power that will consume you. A lesson in governance and desire. Be careful what you wish for. A mild rule is a quiet blessing. Chasing control often summons a force you cannot escape." A proud mother dog, recently surrounded by a restless litter, needed a safe place to raise them. She sought out an old friend and pleaded for the loan of a quiet kennel. Moved by her urgency, the friend gladly agreed and opened her cozy shelter. A week passed. The friend returned to ask for the space back. The mother dog lowered her head. "Only a fortnight more. The little ones can barely walk. Please." The friend's soft heart prevailed, and the extension was granted. When the second term ended, the friend returned once more. She asked firmly for her house, her room, her bed. This time, the mother dog's demeanor had changed. She bared her teeth, posture rigid. "I and my children are prepared to go," she growled, "only if you can put us out and reign in our place instead." By then, the puppies were fully grown. The shelter was never returned. Lend to the ungrateful, and you'll soon regret it. To reclaim what's yours, you must plead, you must fight, or watch your generosity vanish. Give them an inch, and they'll take an L. A fable by Jean de La Fontaine. Thank you for listening.